This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Tuesday, January 20th. North Texans should grab their coats, scarves, and hats and bundle up in preparation for an increasingly chilly and potentially snowy week. According to the National Weather Service's Fort Worth office, Tuesday is expected to be sunny with highs topping out at 56. Lows will land in the upper 40s with a 40% chance of rain after midnight. A calm wind of around 5 miles per hour will be present throughout Tuesday. Rain chances continue into Wednesday, with cold temps continuing through Thursday. An Arctic intrusion, in which winds from the Arctic region travel toward mid-latitude areas, will lead to dangerously cold temperatures and impactful wintry precipitation starting on Friday and continuing into the weekend. Now, on Friday, temperatures are expected to drop into the upper and mid-20s. Saturday is expected to see the most intense conditions as odds favor a transition from rain to sleet to snow, given the increasing depth of the cold air. Here are the rest of today's headlines. President Donald Trump addressed the shift from Wall Street to Y'all Street as a negative thing in a social media post Sunday evening. Quote, "Building a New York Stock Exchange in Dallas is an unbelievably bad thing for New York. I can't believe they would let this happen," Trump posted on Truth Social. "A big test for the new mayor." Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson said Dallas represents the future of capitalism. The Texas Stock Exchange was announced in 2024 with more than $100 million in backing from giants like BlackRock, Citadel Securities, Charles Schwab, and more. The New York Stock Exchange joined the rush for Y'all Street in 2025. Based out of Oak Lawn's Old Parkland, NYSE Texas quickly established itself as a formidable entrant on Y'all Street. In other news, Dallas police arrested 5 people early Monday morning after they gathered at a traffic accident scene and began assaulting officers and interfering with the investigation. Officers responded to an assist officer call in the 500 block of North Zang Boulevard a little after midnight. Police were initially on scene investigating a car crash when a crowd gathered and allegedly assaulted officers and interfered with investigation procedures. Additional officers were called to take 5 people into custody. 21-year-old Carlos Nolasco was arrested and faces charges of interference with public duties and resisting arrest, search, or transport. 36-year-old Joel Huerta was arrested and faces charges of possession of a controlled substance under 1 gram and interference with public duties. 26-year-old Jacqueline Ramirez Reyes was arrested and faces 1 charge of assault on a peace officer. 23-year-old Jennifer Hernandez and 28-year-old Yadira Hidalgo were both arrested for public intoxication and on outstanding warrants. Police did not publicly state what charges the other warrants were for. No officers were injured during the incident. Next up, an immigrant from Nicaragua was found dead at a Texas immigration detention facility last week. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials said in a statement that Victor Manuel Diaz appears to have killed himself Wednesday at the sprawling tent complex at the U.S. Army's Fort Bliss base in El Paso. The federal investigation into his death continues. It is the same facility where ICE said another detainee died earlier this month as staff members tried to keep him from killing himself. But a fellow detainee said at least 5 officers were restraining the handcuffed inmate, and at least 1 had an arm around his neck. Diaz was swept up on January 6th in the federal crackdown on immigration in Minnesota and sent to Texas. Diaz was given a final order for removal on January 12th, 2 days before he was found unconscious in his room. And Dallas's decorative crosswalks may have run out of pavement. In a newly released notice, Texas regulators denied the city's request to keep the artistic markings and set an end-of-month deadline to plan their removal or risk losing state or federal transportation funding. According to City Manager Kimberly Beiser Tolbert, The Texas Department of Transportation formally rejected the city's plea to keep 30 rainbow, Black Lives Matter, and other custom painted street designs. She also questioned the state's lack of explanation for its safety concerns, the latest exchange between the city and state regulators after Governor Greg Abbott last fall ordered a crackdown on non-standard pavement markings. Advocates for the crosswalks have called them expressions of community identity rather than safety hazards. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.